What do we got here then? We've got AsZeal versus Monkeysoldier. Monkeysoldier in white on the north spawn. What's first? As you'd expect for MLA. Meanwhile, on the south, ooh, double air. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. He loves his P-Gen line. Ooh, very interesting double air. South spawn, we've got a Legion player, finally! AsZeal, going Legion, in red. Opening with vehicles first, as you'd expect, for the combat fab, Reclaim! Why can I not close the social bar? RIP UI. RIP UI indeed. Yeah, my social bar died. Okay, I'm just going to quickly reload UI. There we go. That's better. Right. Back in we are. So with the double air, that is definitely curious because the map isn't hugely big. There are a good number of choke points, but still, I don't know, it's a really odd one to go so much air early. I mean, I suppose he might want to drop and lock down some expansions, because the pathing on this map is going to be a nightmare. Vehicle's probably going to be the ideal option. And actually, for a Legion player, this map could work out really, really well because of all these choke points. All you need to do for a Legion player is just rush to expansions, lock them down with turrets, and defend them and play well around them. Like these four in these mountains here, that could be really good if a Legion player could set up shop in there. Equally, these six, perhaps a little harder to play for Legion, but still, in terms of MLA and air, that could be really, really nice indeed. Again, no air fabs though, so... there we go. There's the air fabs. Have we got any mechs in the water? Yeah, we've got a couple, so maybe that's what the air fabs are going to go for the cheeky water ice mechs. That's going to be a thing. Reclaiming the comm with the Guardian there, as you'd expect, giving a nice boost in the economy. I think that reclaims for 45, is it? 45, yeah. Instead of 30 from the regular combat fab, the Stitch. Reclaims your comm faster, but it means you get more out of it. We've got going around, is that a Dauntless? Yep. Dauntless instead of Marauder seems to be the favoured one at the moment in Legion games. Simply because the Marauders don't seem to reliably get the Faber picks, simply because there's no real early naughty Faber expand. It could pick this one off though, if it's only paying attention. Alas, tisn't. Could get a nice few Faber picks here. What do we see? Is it going to get... it does! Two! Two down. Will it get the third? It does indeed. Nice picks off there from AsZeal. Certainly early in the game here against Monkey. Moving out with a few shanks, just a couple. And a small sort of raiding bot force there. More like a little patrol than anything else. Just to hold this defensive line, the flank there. A couple of turrets going up in different locations as well, as you'd expect from a Legion player. They need to play a little bit defensive early game. With the floating from Monkeysoldier, I would certainly expect to see some more factories coming up. Let's have a look at his build queue there. Let's actually put on the cap so that we can see it constantly. Might not want to see it constantly because it's looking really odd over the map. And there you go. So... I'd expect to see T2, hopefully vehicles, bots could work, T2 bots could work here against Legion. Again, you'd need to kind of see what the Legion is doing. Of course, because MLA bots are kind of not what you want against Legion, depending on what units they're throwing at you, of course. Slammers are okay. Slammers are okay. Might want to go for Blue Hawks for the more direct damage. And maybe Locusts just for the base raiding. Certainly looking at this base, it's kind of open once you get in it. T2 vehicles for Legion. A few Corsairs there as well. What you'd expect from a Corsair on this map. Yeah, just moving around, firing over all the choke points and little rock formations. Exploiting the line of sight interruption. Line of fire, rather. We got their T2 vehicles coming up. Okay. Shellers and levelers it is. Most likely levelers. Shellers seem to have been forgotten almost completely at the moment, which is kind of depressing. Oh ho! Shanks with a little bit of area damage, not putting in the work that you'd expect. Certainly pushing out a little too early there for the Legion player. Even though they did have some bots with them, that was certainly far too early for a Legion player to be pushing out. Certainly pushing in to an MLA base. The whole point of MLA in early game is you have superior numbers, and as a Legion you're very vulnerable at that stage. So if you thin yourself out by pushing out too early, that gives the MLA player an advantage. And so at this point Monkeysoldier might choose to push his advantage with bots and just have them sat sentry in various places ready to push in and do a bit of cheeky raiding. It looks like we did get a Faber pick over here from these docks. Yeah, they did. Nice Faber pick there. Aha! The MLA player gets to these first before the Legion. And levelers coming out. So again, very polarized bases. I almost find that the Legion is, I don't know, I'm not gonna say more likely to do proxy bases by design, because it's also very useful for MLA, but just typically at the moment, based on how the meta plays out, you just tend to see these polar bases and just a few units and the odd point defense in between. I mean, why not push out and build some factories? I mean, it looks as though we did have a couple attempted by Monkeysoldier there, which was interrupted or cancelled. But, you know, the Legion player could push out and get some factories up in the middle in this little down area here, around this pond. You never know. And that would really help Legion out, as far as I can see. Looking around though, it does seem as though the MLA player is kind of playing to his strengths. He's got docks in a whole bunch of different locations doing the raiding. Equally though, Legion doing the same, knocking Monkeysoldier down. He is floating so much metal, so at this point this sort of raiding isn't really doing all that much damage. Again, most of that is due to the T2 in the base. Not really an issue there. Lots of mechs in the base, so Monkeysoldier at this point going for the T2 air again. He seems to have a thing for T2 air, does our Monkeysoldier. Wow, he wants that T2 air to actually work for him, doesn't he? The thing is, he needs to get air superiority first, and currently that is still very much in the balance. He needs to wipe out these sides. What is going on there? Faber reclaim shenanigans. Oh, having said that, the big thing. Oh dear. It's in the middle here with all these levelers pushing out. This is the thing. If the Legion isn't prepared for the early MLA aggression, Legion is going to take some heavy losses going into the mid game if they're not ready for it. Ideally, the Legion should have some counter levelers coming out. Death marks are pretty good, as are Havocs. Certainly with the firing line of fire blockers here, Havocs are going to be very, very good in defense. Very, very good indeed. They chain their attack between units. So certainly, if the MLA is going to push in a whole bunch of levelers around these little ice formations here, the Havocs can sit behind them, wait for the levelers to come round, and just zap all at once. That would be absolutely wonderful to see. But again, I'm not entirely sure AsZeal is that familiar with Legion. Just going around, doing a bit of raiding here, so really nice, keeping AsZeal contained. Monkeysoldier still floating horrendously. Horrendously, he's still reclaiming his comm. 17%? That's oh, he's 18. Okay, so he's repairing him at this point, but that is just a little precarious. Just a bit. And here you can see why peacekeepers aren't great for raiding. Their rate of fire is pitiful, it really is. And the damage they do is even more so. Aha, this is good. We've got a few turrets up from Legion now, so he's finally locked down a few of his expansions, keeping those safe with the Scarab turrets. Really good to see there. Docks just aren't going to cut it anymore from Monkeysoldier. He needs to start thinking how else is he going to crack the Legion base, because these groups of docks aren't cutting it. He needs to either up his docks production or change to a different raiding tactic. Perhaps go in for the air bombs. Perhaps go in for Inferno drops. Because these docks, you know, they can do whatever they want. You kind of see a bit of tit for tat going on in the forests here. Faber does just about get away, doing whatever it wants to do. And again, Legion's units getting caught offside there. Not great for them. Again, I see you guys in chat. Watch the levelers! Watch the levelers! When you've got a Legion base and only a smaller group of levelers like this, they're not going to do all that much damage. It's these ones that could potentially do it though, because all the T2 defences on this side, if these guys actually decide to move in, they haven't got any air support though. Oh, there's the hummingbirds in the distance. We might be able to see that here. But again, these guys are being kited so hard by these Corsairs. That could work really nicely. Again, raiding the metal over pushing into the base. I honestly feel as though at this point pushing into the base would be better for them. Oh, there's the air game trade. Monkeysoldier now has the air support. These levelers want to push in. Don't bother going for the Scarabs, just push in, honestly. You could do so much more damage. Oh, they've lost their window now. There's the T2 defense there. It's all rallied. They lost their window. Lost their window. Big issue for the MLA now, though, is this force that is going to be pushed out. Let's have a follow of that in Pip, so we can keep tabs on that force as we watch around here. Lots of lobs coming out for the docks raiding. Looks as though, yeah, this is nice now. This is a, given the fact that he's not going in because the defences were finally sorted out and it's just going for all the expansion raiding, he's actually keeping AsZeal down in the lower economy, because again, AsZeal hasn't really got up his T2 eco in his base. He's got a few, but he's still quite far behind, and his economy is really starting to crumble under the pressure of the MLA. The Air Force there on that aggressive Legion push. Oh dear, that. Ooh. Yeah, that's not great. Especially now that the T2 air is up and kicking. Have a few Phoenix in there and some Kestrels as well, Kestrel gunships. T2 air might finally pay off for Monkeysoldier. I tell you now, it might finally pay off. The thing with that push there for Legion is that because he wasn't really able to do a huge amount of damage and Monkeysoldier is floating so heavily that it really didn't do anything anyway, even though he killed a few mechs, is that he now is really far behind in unit count. Let's have a look at the army tab there. 355 to 86. Even though the Legion units are typically stronger, that is horrible news. Absolutely horrible news. And now Legion is very much contained. If we zoom out and just take an overview of this planet, MLA is very much on the offensive, Legion defending, and given this is mid, almost late game, the Legion does not want to be in this position, so certainly very, very far behind. Even if this was just an MLA versus MLA, looking at the overall sort of troop positioning and all of that. It's not looking good. Scorpion's great for hot docks hordes, though, because of their area of effect. Mopping that up very, very nicely indeed. Oh, Panzers instead of Havocs. Okay. That's going to be interesting to see. This could theoretically work out for them, given their range. Look at that. Look at that range from those Panzers. Focusing down those levelers really nicely. So this defense from Legion could work wonders. Dauntless coming in again, getting shot down by... Oh dear. Where's the Scorpions when you need them? The Panzers aren't going to cut it on their own. Well, they are, but it would be better if the Scorpions were there. Bombs coming in, though. Ooh. Now the Scorpions are aggroed onto the bombers. That's not good news. Oh, dear. Could we see a T2 factory go down? I think we will. Just about, yeah. Most certainly not good news for Legion. MLA all over this game. This force not going to make too much of a push. They're only just going to get out of the inlet there to be greeted by docks running through a fiery forest. Absolutely overwhelming, that number of Legion units. That's not great at all. Looking at the economy there, Monkeysoldier still floating off into the sky. He's probably reached the stratosphere by this point. AsZeal's still very much underground in terms of his metal. He's been contained so very hard. But yeah, those Panzers did some pretty good defense, actually. I wasn't expecting their range to be quite so long. I didn't think they had quite that range. The radar there really paying dividends. Again, MLA just with the huge unit advantage here. Air coming in with the scout. Sees a nuke! What? What is this game? Why is there a nuke launcher? Come on. Oh, that's where he was sinking all his eco. Now he's stalling super duper hard. He's like, yeah, okay, I know I'm in the stratosphere. Let's bring myself straight back down to Earth and sink everything into a nuke launcher. The thing is, AsZeal sees this. Thing is, can he do anything about it? No. No, he can't. He can only defend. He should be able to here, really. I mean, levelers typically win 1v1 versus Scorpions, so it's not great to be sending Scorpions in and leaving them on the front lines. Those Panzers actually did really good work against the levelers last time round, so he probably wants to keep them over there. Thing is, we've got more levelers moving in. Your missile launcher. Oh, he didn't even finish it. It's on 93, 92, no, oh dear. Goodbye, nuke launcher. You can, decay. Oh dear. Well... Where did all those fabbers go? What happened? Where did they all go? Did they get killed? No. Where did all the fabbers go? What on earth? Did they push out the middle to... Okay, what are these guys up to? Oh, they sent all the fabs to go and... expand to max. Are you... Wow. Okay. Bye, nuke. Rip. Rest in... well, in embarrassment, I'd say. So, despite the Legion's terrible position here, Monkeysoldier is not pressing his advantage. He's allowing AsZeal to build up his numbers. AsZeal's still pushing out too prematurely with his units, and he hasn't got the right composition to deal with levelers in his aggressive forces. And so he is going to lose every time he pushes out, because not only is he losing against levelers in 1 versus 1 fights, but he's also losing against docks hordes. I mean, look at this. This is going to be like a lawnmower. Watch this. These Panzers aren't going to outrun these docks forever. They do have their ammo there. And the docks catch up and absolutely pummel. Even a death mark in there as well. Docks horde unforgiving. And now there's not a lot to stop these docks from wandering through this base. Because why not? There's a T2 P-Gen there, just ready to be killed off. GG's from AsZeal. And the comm explodes! Wow. I wasn't expecting that game to last as long as it did, but... That was nicely played from Monkey, actually. I still don't quite see what the T2 Air did, I'm just gonna say. He had the T2 Air, but I'm not convinced it really did anything. I mean... Yeah. That was a thing. Is this I made this map. I made this one! River versus Monkeysoldier on Konomo. Cool, okay. Well, on Orange North Spawn we have River. MLA. Boring. MLA. Bots first, as you'd expect. Monkeysoldier. MLA. Boring MLA. In white. Southbourne. Box first. Box first? What am I on about? Docks first. Docks first? What am I on about? Bots! What is wrong with me? Bots first. Combat fab first? Wow, okay. I would have gone a couple of fabs before the combat fab, but there you go. Thing with going combat fab first is that you're then giving yourself a whole bunch of metal for no additional use of that metal, unless he's not reclaiming the oh, he is. Yeah, because now you don't have any fabs to actually use that extra influx of metal. So if you start floating, you're going to be thinking, oh, well, now I'm just reclaiming my commander and losing metal because no reason. But, a second, as you would expect, expansions on this map. Very, very numerous. And varied. You got metal all around this side. Typically I made this one for 2v2 rather than a 1v1. So you've got the as the crow flies and short areas between them, between the spawns there, with some mechs, but most of the mechs is on the other side of the planet, which hopefully you're going to be fighting around the middle four. You've got enough mechs in your spawn and a few choke points to be able to defend, so even if they had played Legion, they would have had a nice defensible base location, as it were. Having said that, though, there are good numbers of clumped mechs that people can maybe drop to. There's a bit over here inside this quarry area. Looking around at what's actually going on. Let's see the builds. Bots, vehicles, Nice airplay from River. That's going to be useful for him, especially on a planet this size. And we have no additional queues from Monkeysoldier bar P-Gens. Okay. So he's going to fall behind on the factory's early game here. They're only tied at the moment. That's not too bad. Economy's identical. Unit counts identical. Fab accounts. You disappoint me. There was me thinking they were actually identical there. But there you go. T2 vehicle rush from Monkeysoldier. Can he keep that a secret? Can he keep that a secret? If he can, that's going to do well for him. Because the lack of actual space between these bases would really mean that that can come into its own there. Is the air. If the air gets the scout, that's the thing. Has River already seen it? No, he hasn't. Let's have a look at the air as it comes in. What is it going to see? Hummingbird's coming out, chases it away. Nice, keeps it hidden. That's important there. Let's have a look at River. Is he expanding? How is he expanding? He's expanding in a couple of different locations as well, which is good. So he's going to have the metal advantage soon, one would hope. But having said that, Monkeysoldier's still keeping it together with 105. How is he managing? Oh no, that's River. I was looking at it wrong. Yeah, River has the economic advantage going for T2 bots. So not a whole lot in terms of actual engagement so far in this game. Vehicles are going to be better on this one simply because of the choke pointy nature, I feel. Levelers first. Are we going to see aggressive com play? I think we are. We're going to see some aggressive com play. I'm looking forward to this. He needs to really exploit this T2 and have it in the base before River knows what's going on if he stands any chance of actually making this work. Oh. We got some more expansion. Ooh, docks raiding. That's pretty nice. Kills off the bots there. That's a good win, and it stops the turret from going up. The Galata is there, but it stops the turret. That's a nice win. That's a nice win. It prevents any more expansion from River from those two fabs. He still has a couple in a couple of different locations, but looking at the way the map's actually designed, heavy air presence might actually work out really nicely here, because of the way the mechs is all kind of segregated. So, you never know. But the levelers are there, ready and waiting. Has River seen it yet? Let's see, he sees a leveler. Was he paying attention to really know whether that is what he saw or not? Yeah, there he sees the levelers. Now he knows that the levelers are a thing. He doesn't necessarily know that the comm is pushing out. That is a very curious strategy for an MLA player. What is he planning on building? Is he just expanding to mechs? Why do commanders lose health without getting attacked? Because they're being reclaimed by a combat fab. What that does is it boosts your economy by 30 metal. Reclaiming a commander provides you with metal because he's worth a lot of metal, and combat fabs give you 30 metal per second, certainly at T1. Or rather, they process 30 metal per second. Oh dear. Well, those bombers just went to town on that aggressive force. Leveler's still there though, and not many docks to defend. Will the T2 bot factory get finished before the levelers really chomp through this base? That's the question. What else is going on here? What can River do? Oh dear, he's got a bunch of air and not a lot of bombers. He sees the comm pushing up. There's the teleporter. Bomber not managing to do any more damage. Levelers in the base, taking out the P-gens. This could be the GG here and now. River's economy... How did Monkeysoldier's economy get so good? It's because of his expansion pushing out the mid. And the levelers are in the base, and there's not a lot he can do. He's got some boombots coming out. Can he keep those together? Oh. Is he going to use the boombots against the levelers? Or against the commander? If the commander doesn't stay with the levelers... Oh, he's sending them against the levelers. Okay. Not the wisest of choices, and the base is dead. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sniper bots coming into range. Why? Come on now. River, you're better than that. That's the GG. That was over quickly. Very nice play from Monkey, rushing the T2 and being very, very aggressive about it. Wowzer. Wowzer indeed. River was not expecting that. He did not successfully scout it and paid the price.